What up, my freaks? RuinousInsight here with part 27 of my Total Warhammer 3 modded Arkhan the Black campaign. So as we saw last time, King Connacht was attacked by a weakened Thorax army and was able to destroy him, though having suffered some losses, and afterwards move on to take Karak, which Thorak had taken away from our friends, hopefully, the last defenders. In addition to that, we have once again lost Agrul Migdal, but it wasn't so much to an enemy as it was to the, well, it was to an enemy, but it was to Kairos's nonsensibility to trade your settlements away. I would have been extremely annoyed, I gotta say, if he had traded away something with a pyramid that costs so much money to build. That would have been just infuriating. And we still need to destroy Kairos, and we definitely have to prioritize it just so that he can't do anything like that to us in the future. Fortunately, we are poised to destroy both the Cult of Sigmar and the Ironbrow's expedition, which Arkhan the Black is sieging as we speak. So hopefully with those guys out of the picture, we'll be a little bit safer, though it does look like the Bloody Hands are planning to attack us, and I'm also not a big fan of whatever the heck is going on out here. Hopefully they're not all planning to attack Death Gorge right as it levels up and becomes a little bit more defensible. Anyway, in terms of what we gotta do, first of all, let's upgrade our stuff, and then we will move on to having Arkhan attack. Land of the Dead, I think, does not need anything. We'll upgrade Numos next turn, but otherwise, it's fine as it is. Still tempted to delete this, but maybe later. Cracked Land, Al-Kalabat and Pools of Despair. Now, what do we do with the U? Well, first of all, we probably should get a treasure tomb up and running at Al-Kalabat. Do want to start building these in places. In fact, everywhere if we can. Well, essentially everywhere where we can't fit a Fated Pyramidion. Do we build a Fated Pyramidion here at the Pools of Despair, or do we wait? We could wait 3 turns to upgrade you to a Mausoleum. Or we could go for the Fated Pyramidion right now, though it'll take, we'd have to destroy this to build the stone crafting or whatever. Alright, fine. That means stay as you are for now. You're fine, and your public order is rising, so you can stay in the current commandment. Al-Haik, you're up next. Now, we were originally going to do Salt, but I think perhaps it might be better to build another military building here, at least for now. We also do want the Fated Pyramidion, but we can build it here afterwards. And I think it's got to be a Desecrated Sepulchre. Got to keep these up and running. Got to get those Cairn Wraiths. Alrighty, Atalan Mountains, Vulture Mountain, let's upgrade you. Starting to run out of money now. And I guess we'll keep their construction cost reduction because we'll need to upgrade stuff here next turn. Barrier Idols, let's upgrade Gorgazan, though there's a very decent likelihood that it'll be destroyed. Let's hope not. Alas Plateau is looking okay for now, and though a few things will need to be replaced there. Antach and Bagara, you're kind of in the same situation where we will change up what's going on here, but once we've changed up other places as well. Galbarez, you're similarly, if not fine, you have to be kept as you currently are. Alrighty, next up, we have Dynasty research available once more. And while I would love to activate a new king, I think we have to prioritize awakening a new army first. So we're halfway there. This will take us back to close to 0, so let's not risk it. Let us instead awaken one of these new dynasties. So Alcazar is just for chariots, though somebody pointed out in a comment he might buff regular chariots in addition to the skeleton chariots, which would be nice since obviously we don't have access to skeleton chariots. Setup of the 5th dynasty will give us hero recruit rank +2 for Lich Priests everywhere, which would mean they immediately are past rank 9, so they can get their higher tier skills. He also buffs Screaming Skulls, Necropolis Knights, Caskets of Souls. The buffs I'm not super big on. What about you? Melee attack when fighting in the desert and range +10% for Lord's Army and stock attribute. You also buff Nehekara Warriors, and yeah, so Nehekara Warriors and Chariots basically. What about these things? We have construction costs for infantry and chariot buildings, but we do get campaign movement range faction-wide and a little bit of trade. You give us income from income buildings. And construction costs for income, growth, and public order buildings. I'm inclined to say perhaps, regardless of the fact that these aren't going to be all that useful, when we go Wisdom in the 5th Dynasty. There's Ushabti upgrades in the 6th, but once again, Alcazar seems kind of meh. And this thing, oh, well, actually, local recruitment capacity +1 is quite nice as well. Well, really, we're going to awaken them all. Let's just do Wisdom of the 5th Dynasty for now, and we'll need to, we'll switch as we go. Anyway, I believe that's it for all we have to do in terms of admin. Now it's time for Arkhan to attack at Karak Zorn. Now, what kind of battle are we looking at here? There's a decent amount of Longbeards, a very decent amount of Longbeards. Alright, this looks like it's worthy of a cinematic. Yeah, I think so. Let's get to it.
I agree.
Alrighty, here we go. Ironbrow's Doom has come to Karak Zorn, and Arkhan will be administering said doom in person. Alas, Thorak has already been destroyed up north by King Sanakt, so we won't be seeing him at the final battle of this faction, but at the very least Arkhan is here to make sure that they're gone, and maybe to raise them from the graves. Alrighty, now in terms of what we're doing here, we've actually deployed a decent amount of our units on the sides here. Obviously, this is our Crypt Ghouls, who are hidden or in stock, and our Hat Wraiths. The Crypt Ghouls are going to go over the walls in just the one unit, though, and try to capture this, allowing the rest of the army into the settlement. There is a fairly significant amount of artillery power that the enemy has that we want to get rid of so that they can't do too much to us while we're breaking through into the city. Otherwise, Arkhan is actually going to send the USIRIAN'S Legion of the Netherworld up onto the walls with their perfect vigor and the fact that the enemy has low magical damage. They should be quite adept at destroying whether it's Longbeards or Dwarf Warriors or whatever enemy chooses to defend up there. The other side is going to just send some zombies up on the walls as well, but also use them right here, just stand there in order to take shots from the enemy tower rather than into our Tomb Guard, as obviously we'd like to preserve those. Then Arkhan is also going to shortly begin summoning units inside the enemy settlement before he breaks through the gate, so that we essentially prepare for him moving in there. Alright, USIRIAN'S Legion are starting to move up on the walls, and the enemy's going to try to counteract that with some Longbeards. With great weapons. Wait, the great weapons are up there. Oh, there's 2 units of Longbeards up here. Well, USIRIAN'S Legion has their work cut out for them, I suppose. But I'm sure they'll do great. And there we go, and the zombies have begun to come down into the enemy settlement, and the skeleton warriors that Arkhan has summoned have followed suit as well. Looks like we've also already activated our first level of the Realm of Souls. A little bit early, unfortunately, due to losses from zombies and stuff, but it's fine. Gonna be a long time dueling up here. What's the armor piercing on the USIRIAN'S Legion? It's 18, huh? It's actually surprisingly low considering this is a ghost unit. I guess it doesn't follow the same unit philosophy for ethereal units as the let's see, wait, I want to see what the armor piercing is comparable like on the Hat Wraiths here. So we have 60 armor piercing, so 3 times as much armor piercing as a regular weapon damage. Whereas these guys have twice as much, as I recall. Yeah, twice as much regular weapon damage as armor piercing. Yeah, so slightly different unit philosophy, considering they're ghostly. I think I almost fell off. Oh, but he's going to get back up. That was close for you, buddy. It's okay, though. On the other hand, this does mean that these guys will be a long time fighting up here, because they can't pierce the dwarven armor nearly as well. But they should at the same time be able to hold for quite the long time. Well, let's see, we've got 10% ward save, plus 75% missile resistance, plus the healing coming in from the Realm of Souls, and Arkhan's casting nearby. Good luck to the dwarfs. Here comes our first use of Wind of Death right before we move into the city. The gate is sort of open in the sense that some enemies have moved in there, but we just wanted to make sure we do as much damage to the enemy pile of units before we send in our Tomb Guard, rather, and they could thus get damaged. Here come more zombies, and the Ushabti are going to be summoned onto the field as well. There we go. With the zombies taking hits on the Ushabti increasing their splash damage a considerable amount, this should be a very nice amount of extra damage before Arkhan enters the settlement. In addition to that, the ghouls have by and large entered the city and are capturing the gate, which is nearly ours, and thus 4 units of ghouls, 4 units of dire doggos, and our hat wraiths will be streaming into the city as well. Alright, well done to the Ushabti, though. Let's see. They've been on the field, what, maybe 30 seconds or so? What do we have here? 16 kills so far, but 9k damage. Makes sense. They're not going to be killing a lot of models like this, but there's a ton of splash damage. We just gotta make sure we keep summoning zombies on top of them to apply get additional knee shields up and running. Alrighty, well done everybody. Man, the city is going to be a wreck before Arkhan even opens the gate, and it is taking a while to do so. How are we doing on the walls at the same time? Ooh, gotta be careful with that, although it did seem to knock a few of those Longbeards out. Our USIRIAN'S Legion remains at pretty much full health and is in fact healed up to full, whereas the Longbeards have dropped to about less than 25% HP, and the other one is at half. Alright, you gotta love the USIRIAN'S Legion. I really do wish that this was a regiment of renown that you could get multiple copies of. Especially for Arkhan, it would make such a nice thematic army for him if he could have these guys in his army. And just like a bunch of them instead of Cairn Wraiths. And then somebody else could use Cairn Wraiths, especially considering Arkhan doesn't have the Cairn Wraith power-ups. Or at least not to the degree of the other lords. Man, it takes them a while to knock down one dwarf, doesn't it? Gotta get some more armor piercing in here. We could also, too bad we don't have a bleed application on these guys, as in we don't have a Nehekaran priest in here, though, there may be a reason to get Arkhan and a Nehekaran priest in his army as well. I will think about it. Arkhan does have Wind of Death, but we've certainly been getting a lot of use out of the Skullstorm. And bleed would help. Arkhan already has access to the Lore of Death, though. Maybe Lore of Light, although does he really need Lore of Light? I'm not sure. I will think about it. Anyway, the gate is finally open. Arkhan streams into the city, but is not going to be staying here for all that long. We're also taking bombardment from the enemy artillery this entire time. The bolt throwers are going for us, and it looks like the grudge throwers have been finding the range over all these buildings. Not for long, however, as our hat wraiths and our crypt ghouls have entered the city and will be taking out the grudge throwers quite quickly, I imagine. There we go. Yeah, they're just taking heads. Damn, 3 kills, 3 heads gone. Very nice. I guess those scythes are good for something. And it looks like they'll be fighting some dwarf warriors that are at the same time as the grudge throwers, but I'm sure they can handle it without too much trouble, although it is unfortunate that we have no more Realm of Souls at the current time. Otherwise, our ghouls and our doggos are moving in, though they're going to take a little bit of time, and they should catch out any units that are isolated. It looks like Arkhan has also moved forward and gone after these bolt throwers just to prevent them from firing into our Tomb Guard as they move into the city. The USIRIAN'S Legion of the Netherworld has also nearly cleared the walls now, though they've been fighting up here for, what, 6 minutes straight, basically? Good job to this unit. You gotta love it when a unit is self-sufficient like this, like we don't have to worry about them getting killed, at least not against Longbeards. If there were hammerers up here or something that did magical damage, sure. But like this, we were able to just leave them up here to do their own thing and kill off the enemy. Moving forward, looks like one of the enemy Longbeard units are routed, and we're moving on to destroy the second. We've also pretty much broken through the enemy gate now. Our Necrotect doing a little bit of a fight between the enemy Rune Lord. We're with the enemy Rune Lord. And I think that's actually a fairly decent matchup. Both the Necrotect and the Rune Lord are much more fragile in terms of the type of Lord. Well, Lord or Hero, you know what I mean, single entity. Though the Tomb Prince is now going to help out, and I'm sure that Lord is going to be out of the picture shortly. Especially short if if the White King has anything to say about it. Otherwise, the battle is pretty much over. In fact, they will just suddenly shatter, and the ghouls and the doggos had just moved into the city and started to attack isolated enemy units. I guess with Arkhan tying the enemy up and the Hat Wraiths having destroyed the units in the back, there was no point in the enemy fighting any further. And I guess the doggos had just caught some miners here, and we're ripping them apart as well. So, yeah, gotta give the MVP to the USIRIAN'S Legion in that one. They just fought on for so long and did such a great job without having us watching over them. Alright, not too bad, relatively minimal losses, a little bit of damage on our single entities, but we can heal them up via our invocations of Nahek. And there we go, that is the last territory of the Ironbrow's expedition. Hatmus has a skeleton chariot, but I think we'll keep him on foot for now. Province secured, that's fine. We got the gold mine here. That's actually quite nice. But we will need public order. In fact, next turn we'll probably want to delete the funerary districts in favor of getting the public order building. Do we need defenses here? We might, but maybe a tier 3. I'm a little bit worried about the Bowmen of Orion suddenly attacking us and taking it back, which would be pretty annoying, but also kind of not something we can do anything about right now. Let's build the public order here, and let us also immediately swap you to probably public order or growth. Both could be useful here. You know, let's go Tra for now. Might switch it out later. Also, Arkhan, you now have a couple of level ups. We do still want to get you reanimate as well. So maybe we start moving towards it. I feel like we're probably going to get you a couple Necrosphinxes, plus the Regiment of Renowned Necrosphinxes. I feel like they would fit in your army, and you need help against single entities, which the Necrosphinxes are specialized against, so we'll get Stone Sentinels to power those up. We could always get Tomb Scorpions as well, and then go to reanimate as fast as possible. Lovely. Next up, you two. What do we have? You have Air Command Dominance, Fear in Death we don't really care about right now because of ambushes not being all that useful. Under Siege, an own territory, under Siege. Yeah, these guys are very defensive, so kind of meh on some of the stuff. Let us get you hard to hit for now. Just make you a little bit more difficult to kill. And then Hatmus, you don't need a mount. You have your hat. That is all you will ever need. Alrighty, and then Arkhan go back to regular stance. Nearly up to 8k predicted income when we're not in any weird stance now. Just to double check, you guys no more territory. Good. Alrighty, we don't need you to have any more territory. Now, I believe that we did the building, at least for this turn. So the only thing left to do is this. If we're going to sit here recruiting anyway, let's go to the Dread Fleet, for example. And let's get a couple more units in this army. We could get a couple Mournguls. Not necessarily a bad pick. And we could also get a couple of Riding Promethean gunnery mobs to make the battle line stronger. The Mournguls could function well with the Direwolves and could reinforce the melee line, but then again, so could the Riding Promethean gunnery mobs. Hard to say. Well, either way, we're going to replace this range unit. Yeah, maybe we'll go for the Rotting Prometheans in this army. We can go Mournguls in another, especially since we're going to have a bunch of Dire Doggos in this army as well. Alright, delete you, and a couple of Rotting Promethean gunnery mobs. They are incredibly expensive. Wait, are you the only ones that allow us to build them? I got animated hulks here. Dread Fleet, what about the pirates? This is the regular Rotting Prometheans. Ah, there's the gunnery mob, and 30. Huh, interesting. 30 versus 43, but they're both at tier 1, as in our outposts are both at tier 1. I wonder why. Well, I guess we'll build them out of the Pirates of Sartosa then. Only 11 for animated Hulks, real cheap, but they have no melee defense. And 22 for Morngulls, respectable as well. Alrighty, well, let's get a couple of these. Are we only able to build one? What is this? Oh, we need to delete it. Oh, yeah, my bad. We'll need to delete you. Alright, nice. Might even build a third one instead of the artillery. No, we probably want the artillery. Something long range in the army, at least until we can get a Screaming Skull catapult in here. Then we can build another one of these. But it's unlikely we'll ever get rid of the unholy lodestone. It's just too useful. Alright, thanks to the Pirates of Sartosa for that. Is there anything here we could build in a quick one turn, since we are here? We could build a couple more mortars if we wanted. They would also take one turn. Maybe that's the best thing to do. 13 for the mortars from the Dread Fleet, eh? I'd like to gain allegiance with them once more. Or we could build a couple of animated Hulks. You know what? Maybe a couple of damn it. A couple of animated Hulks here. And just because. Because these guys don't have a melee line. Until we can get those Sepulchral Stalkers up and running, we probably won't. So yeah, let's build those guys. At least, even if they die, we probably won't care all that much. Alright, and the rest of that looks good. We did our buildings, we're ready to go next turn. And take out the next faction. Building upgrade available, we'll ignore outpost available. You know what, maybe this is actually time to start upgrading our outposts to tier 2. Alright, outposts. Castle Drakenhof. Oh, no, that's gonna take all our money if we do all of the upgrades. We don't even have an outpost at the the Drown. You know what, let's build the outpost finally, screw it. Clarkaron, this is where we're building it. Alrighty. 2,000 gold, eh? What are we at here? No, you know what, we're gonna wait another turn or two. If we get past 20,000 gold, for example, then we can do it. We should also double check these guys. Nothing crazy. We could build another wise one to act as a scout, but it's not like anybody currently on the field requires a mage. Oh, actually, King Sanakt, you could actually use a light mage. Master of Ceremony, but I don't like Master of Ceremony, so while you could use a light mage, it won't be that one. Alright, now we end the turn. Oh, Arkhan still had somebody that could be upgraded, but whatever. Oh, hello, Techless. What you doing out here? Where are you all going? Better not be suddenly declaring war on us. I do wonder. We really need to take Talakwa's territory, just one territory to give to the last defenders. No, we will not join this war. We have enough wars on our hands at the current time. And what is this? Grim is going to attack Qatar with some kind of little tiny garbage army. I'm just gonna auto-resolve, that's garbage. And we will take the organs. Gotta get that other army. As many armies as possible. We really need an army that's just there to recruit stuff for the other armies, and then ferry it over. It's definitely one of the biggest issues with playing the Tomb Kings. You have armies out into the field, and if they don't die, they're very hard to retool. A Rite of Primeval Glory for Last Defenders. Burning when Nomads destroyed. Armbrow's Expedition destroyed. Good. War Coordination target lost. Ambusher discovered. Where the heck is this guy? Oh, I'm getting real sick of this frickin' infrastructure reduction, yes. I'm getting real sick of these frickin' beastmen. We're gonna have to send King Ajokt out to find them again. And in the meantime, though, King Araru, you're going to go into Dynasties, and you're gonna hit the planet Tuskers. Like so. Pyrrhic Victory, eh? I wonder if we'd heal up, or how quickly we would heal up. This doesn't seem like it would be all that difficult of a fight, even if it does say Pyrrhic Victory. Also, Arkhan, we need you to move down to Suntree Glades. This will mean some trespassing with the Bowmen of Orion. Just in case, though, I think we're going to forego going into March stance. I think it might be too risky. Oh, wait. We could not trespass by traveling through our own territory, though. Or somewhat owned territory. Yeah, fine. At least this way we can go into a March stance, even if it's only a slightly better move. So this, unless I'm mistaken, does not trespass, just skirts the edge of their territory. And then we'll go up this way to kill Huntazak. But more importantly, take his territory and give it immediately to these guys, hopefully before they declare war upon us. I still don't like that these guys are hanging out here any more than I liked these guys hanging out here. Or at least they've moved, and oh my. Well, 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 Red Fangs are coming in. And they'll probably go after Death Gorge, which means you need to move from Karagarud to Death Gorge, and... Oh, damn it, I didn't mean to issue a trespass warning to these guys. Oh well, too late. They're not gonna like that, are they? Yeah, I just... I was just clicking here, but it's probably inevitable that they declare war on us anyway. Yeah, you're right. You're going to not be able to reach Death Gorge just barely. So then you don't bother moving in March stance. Move in regular stance. Like so.
Legions move.
We'll move up there. Oh, and in fact, you can channel because you need the magic right now. Like that. A little bit more magic. Then Death Gorge, we're going to need defenses up here, clearly. We're going to immediately get that Necro Serpent Nest, and I think the Avenue of Monuments can now go. We'll replace it with another military structure, because we clearly need it. We can also take a look at what we have here. Cavalry Master, useless. Yeah, well, let's make you go away. Mill you. To hopefully somebody better. Come on, trustworthy Necrotect. No dice as yet. Alright. What does Imbira do? Recruit rank for Ushabti. Well, if we recruit more Ushabti, that might be useful. Unit capacity +2 for Tomb Scorpions. If we build a Tomb Scorpion territory somewhere, or building somewhere rather. We're gonna build the Lure of Light guys as well. So that we can hopefully replace them with a better one. Because we're actually trying to get one on the field right now, and it just ain't happening. Alrighty. Now, who can move other than the rest? Rakash. You are going to move towards Lucchini. Let's stay in the Pirate Coast's territory. So that we can heal while moving. And we'll take Lucchini, occupy it, heal there. Then give it to Sartosa, then move to Rafrafa, do the same thing. Maybe Miragliano, although that might be a hard enough target to be worthy of a skip, and instead we go for Tobaro and possibly Skavenblight. I'm not entirely sure this army can actually take on Skavenblight, but it will, well, it'll certainly try. You are still recruiting, so he will continue doing so for a while. You need to keep an eye on this. Hello, where are you going? Wherever it is, I don't like it. Yeah, we need to keep an eye on these guys lest they attack us somewhere again. Alrighty, now. King Araru. Can you attack this? Do you attack this? Do you bother? It's all weak. Is this a minor settlement or is it just... No, it's a field battle, eh? Alright, you know what? Maybe we will fight it. But I think we'll save that for next episode. Let's just complete the admin that we need to complete, like upgrading the... Let's say Numas. And I don't think anything else. Oh, it'll only take one turn? Okay, well that's just lovely. And then we don't have to switch off that. Cracked Land, Black Tower of Arkhan, Pools of Despair. I guess we're gonna keep waiting on you. Can't build a Faded Pyramidion, so we can build nothing for now, I guess. Alright, fine. We got at least one more turn. Oh, if only we had a tiny, tiny amount of extra growth. But oh well. I guess we could build a treasure tomb here right now, and then build a Faded Pyramidion once this reaches tier 3, and then replace EU. I guess that's a possibility. Oh, we can't even build a treasure tomb right now, damn it. Alright, fine, then we're not gonna. Martek, yes, let's do that and that, get a little bit of trade goods going. Do we need these statues here right now? I'm actually not sure that it's even worth our time bothering with these upgrades right now. These two things are actually intended to get replaced here eventually. Well, let's not bother with upgrading them. It's a waste of money, and it's a waste of waiting for them anyway. You, World's Edge Mountains, are kind of in trouble public order-wise, so we're going to switch you to Worship of Asaph. And we may even need to replace the Mortuary House with another one of these blood pools. Sudenburg. I'd prefer not to have to waste this much cash. Oh wait, we can wait until we have a construction cost reduction, so let's let us in fact do the waiting. Alright, and everything else I think is good, at least for now. Alrighty, well I think with that I am going to call this episode here. Next time we begin by attacking the plane of Tuskers, and since it's a Pyrrhic victory we'll fight it quickly in the field. Then, I guess we'll begin fighting Telaqua, trying to take their territory as fast as possible since Arkhan's arrived down here, and then trading them to the last defenders in the hopes of making them either our ally or our vassal. I don't really care, as long as we have some allies to our south, so that we don't have to protect our borders from every single direction, as we currently are, because it's really starting to become an issue, and will continue being so until we get more armies up and running, which we're working on as best we can. Anyway, stay tuned for more Tomb Kings. Don't forget to leave a like and comment. All glory to the algorithm. And thanks for watching.